Welcome back, folks. It's been a while since the last route showcase, but today I have a new area of Sodor to show off. Last time I showed off the Crowns Gate Mineral Railway. Today I'll be showing off the neighboring Skarloey Railway. We all know the Scarloey Railway, the narrow gauge railway that climbs the foothills of the Cros-Kieran mountain range. This route is set in 1952 as shown in the Four Little Engines group of episodes I made last month. The tracks look a bit different from the last route showcase. This is because I switched to make them match the models of the SKR engines I used. It follows Audrey's map for the most part, but it heavily deviates for the majority of it. So let's just jump right into it. The railway has full access to the Crowns Gate Wharf. This is the main point where goods is transferred from the Skarloey to the Northwestern and vice versa. I'm not going to talk too much about the wharf because I covered it in my last video. It does look a bit different, some of the buildings are different, but functionally it hasn't changed. The line then snakes on the outside of Crowns Gate and then crosses over the main line still. It then arrives at Skarloey headquarters, Crowns Gate. Crowns Gate Station, shed, and most of the yard is on a small platform. The sheds include a stone engine shed and an open coach shed. The single platform station is situated on the edge of the yard. Once upon a time, this upper area was able to handle all transferring goods, but now it no longer is able to. The transfer now happens at the wharf and trains are brought up by the mine engines and occasionally SKR and NWR engines. If we go down a small ramp, we arrive at the storage yards. Mainly slate and empty trucks are stored here. There is also nearby a water and fuel stand. A coal bunker and a turntable also stand nearby. The tracks all converge and leave heading north. We pass under the road and pass a siding before the line climbs. A small school is located here and the engines often see young boys waving to them. We pass this beautiful framing shot and over a small stream. We are fully out of Crowns Gate and into the countryside now. A mile and a half up sits the small village of Cros-Kieran, with the station sitting above the town. Road and rail run side by side before entering the Cros-Kieran tunnel. This half-mile tunnel comes out in a dewy moorlands along the Hollandui River. A small gate is located where the road winds down to the river. Trains only stop here on request. The line climbs rapidly along the cliffs here. 2.5 miles above Cros-Kieran, the line crosses over a small gorge with a waterfall via an old iron bridge. We then arrived at the small settlement of Gleno. From this point until the next station, the line's closest road is across the Hollandui River. Half a mile past Gleno, the line splits in two. Straight continues along the SKR. Right brings you through a gorge and then across a small little trestle bridge. At the end of this is the Boulder Mountain coal mine. This is where John, the mine engine, works. Around half a mile up from the runoff stream sits the boulder, ominously watching over the small lake. Getting back to the SKR, we soon enter the Reneas tunnel. This tunnel runs directly under Reneas Mountain. The line then continues along a narrow cliff pass over more marshlands. The Hollandui is dotted with these small marshlands due to the runoff from the tall mountains and hills. This is also how the stream breaking off it was formed. The cliffs end and we finally enter the next station, Strawberry Grove. This village is tiny with only one small connecting dirt road. Just outside the small village sits road and rail bridges next to each other. Before the 1920s, a trestle bridge stood here, and the only way to get across by foot was to walk along the railroad tracks. The road to access Strawberry Grove crosses the rails soon after the bridge as the valley dips. Road and rail run close, passing the only gas station in the valley. For the first time since the road crossed the Hollandui after Cros-Kieran Tunnel, there is paved roads. This is due to us finally entering Reneas town. On the outskirts of the town is Defusit's gunpowder. We enter the only two-platform station in the whole railway. After that, we pass a small jetty for fishing and on to the picturesque causeway over Skarloey Lake. The ruins of Reneas Tower are in the background. A small bridge crosses onto the shore and soon we come to another junction. Left takes us to the end of the line. Right takes us to the Reneas slate quarry. Unfortunately, the slate mines up here are the only parts of the route I have not modeled. I will someday in the future. Right after the points is the picnic hall, another request stop. We stay close to the shore before finally arriving at the village of Skarloey. The village is the biggest in the valley, sitting between the lake and Colby Fell. The station is in the center of town with a small shed set, goods and engines. The line does continue past the sheds and across the Colby Fell stream. However, on the other side is just a long stretch into nothing, as once again I haven't modeled the slate quarry. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the Skarloey Railway. It isn't perfect and one or two things will change, but I'm proud of it for now. I had a blast making this and look forward to the day I merge it with my Barrow and Trainz route for one giant East Coast route. I'm currently working on a big merger of all my western subterranean routes. It's a massive ordeal with 4 big routes being merged together. You can check all that out on my new Instagram. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please make sure to check out the 4 Little Engines series as well as the upcoming movie, The Hidden Engine. See you all in the next one. Goodbye.